come on, I had this up, which I'll probably flash on in a little bit.
Okay.
Very, very good to meet you. My name is Alicia Magnus Lewis, and I'm strategy officer at the Los Angeles Tribune.
Awesome.
So very, very nice to meet you today.
Yes, you as well. Thank you.
Yes. How's everything going? How's your day been going so far?
Can't complain. It's good Monday. So is everything look and sound okay on this side?
Yes. You sound great. I just have a question for you. Do you want to be a little bit closer to the camera, or do you want...
I can, if you want me to be. Is it far? I don't know. Do I look far?
That's perfect.
Awesome.
So,
up close and personal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I know, right? A little bit of context. So I'm the chief strategy officer at the Los Angeles Tribune. We're a LA-based media company, but we really believe in news that's motivational, educational, inspiring, and empowering.
I like it.
So we do a lot of programming that's around real-life topics, education, not as much headlines. We always say, like, what is beyond the headline?
Right.
And I had the opportunity to go to the Divorce Sisters premiere.
Nice. Okay.
Yes.
It was so great. Many people didn't get a chance to come, so I'm glad you got a chance to attend.
Yes, I had opportunity to go.
That's awesome.
I watched the show. It got a little spicy the last episode.
What you talking about? I don't know what you mean, girl.
It was great. We got a little spicy, all of it. But I bumped into Trey at a pre-ESPYs charity gala on Tuesday.
Okay.
And she told me that you were doing a media day, virtual day this week in celebration of the mid-season premiere.
Finale.
So
the mid-season finale.
Mid-season finale, rather, yes.
I know,
Premiere. So that's kind of how we ended up here today. And so I would love so today, we're not recording now. In a little bit, I will hit record. And then what I'm thinking I'll do is I'll write an article and I'll embed the video interview inside of the article.
Oh, nice.
So
that works.
And then I would love, because I know you have different projects that you're working on. You have an upcoming movie that you're working on. So I would love for you to just let me know for this in particular. Do you want it only to be about the
No. We can talk about other stuff because other projects have been shot that I completed. I won't talk about, auditions. That's something different.
But are you also talking about like Power Book Force and your new film with Jamie Foxx, All-Star Weekend?
Yeah, all that is totally fine. And then even the music project for my EP and all that just came out. Yeah, all that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we'll kind of just go in and dive in, and this is completely editable, but I think we can do it kind of straight.
Girl, we be good. It's all.
We'll figure this out. We are gonna have a good time. So in just a moment, I will put that overlay on, and then I'll just have it on right when the recording starts, and then I will introduce you, and we will take it from there.
Is it good? Should I be closer, or is it okay? Because it looks like my head is right here if I keep going, but it's up to you. Let me see. Okay. I mean, I can pop a little bit closer. I just don't. Is that better?
Are you on your laptop?
No, on the phone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is perfect.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and match you.
Okay.
I would say like three quarters is always good. Yeah. I'll just match you.
Okay, cool. That sounds good. No problem. Yeah, the laptops, their cameras aren't good enough yet. I'm like, we sticking to the iPhones.
Oh, I know. It's so funny. Like, I always, when I, go out, and sometimes I do red carpet.
Yeah.
Mostly because I really enjoy interviewing. And so when I can, I love to cover shows.
Yeah.
But we have 4K cameras and stuff, but sometimes I just love shooting on my phone. Like,
that's what, girl, literally. So the phone is so good. I have regular cameras, but taking those out are a bit much. But, the 16 Pro Max has a great camera. Even the front, even right now, I'm on the front camera of that. I had my iPad because I like doing the big version, but the iPad even still doesn't have the best camera that the 16 Pro has. So that's why I'm like, we gonna stick right to the phone.
Interesting. I'm like, but I'm not mad at it.
Yeah. No, I love like I said, I always use my iPad for stuff, but it's just the camera still just not as bomb. So no, we good.
Yes. We're good. We are good. Okay, so I am going to hit record here in just a moment. I'm going to overlay. I'll give a brief bio, and then I'll just ask you to introduce yourself, how you felt this morning. Because I feel like people are so multifaceted, and I don't like to introduce them because I want you to introduce yourself in your own words.
Girl, you can introduce me. I don't mind, but okay. It's all good.
So I'm going to go ahead and hit record, and then this will just overlay, and then I'll just flash it down, and I'll have you here, in the introduction.
Whatever you like. It's all good.
Amazing. All right, so hit record.
Sounds goody.
Alicia Magnus Lewis here with the Los Angeles Tribune, and it is such a delight to be sitting here with Portia Coleman. She is a multi-hyphenate actress. She's a singer, she's a dancer, television host, and voiceover artist. She's born and raised in LA, and her love for the arts started from such a young age. Portia, you have so much going on right now. You're one of the stars of the hit show on BT Plus, Divorce Sisters. Your EP just came out, and you are a part of so many exciting projects. So before we dive in today, I would love for you to share in your own words who you are and why it is that you do what it is that you do, which is bringing so much light to the world through your art.
Come on, I love that. Let's just let me do a little moment. It says it's muted. Oh, there we go. Thank you for that intro. That is so awesome. Yes, Portia Coleman, born and raised in Los Angeles, California. I have been singing, acting, dancing since I was very, very tiny. I was singing first. I was about 2 or 3. I started acting professionally at the age of 7. And fast forward all these years later, actress, singer, dancer, television host, had a show on Fox for 2 years. I'm a voiceover artist, so you probably heard my voice in many commercials and also video games. I do narration and I do motion capture. So if you're playing a game too and you actually see a character in it, I might have did the actual body movements for it. You just didn't know it was me. So I've done a lot and I just still feel I have so much more to do, but that sums it up for right this moment as far as, I guess, who I am. I'm a Cancer, just had a birthday. Hello. Yeah, thank you so much. Cancer season, we're almost wrapped up, but it's okay. We'll still carry into Leo season. But yeah, that's about it right now.
Yes, well,
I have a Leo rising, same thing.
Well, Portia, you are one of the stars on the newest, hottest show right now on BT Plus, which is Divorce Sisters. You play Naomi. Yes. And we're just going to sit with a moment with Naomi's character. And I also think what she represents, Naomi is a woman that has experienced so much from the relationship that she was in with a man that, I'm just going to say it, is straight up rude and mean to her. She is seen and supported by her friends, and she's really trying to figure out who she is as she's coming out of a divorce and someone that has been cheating on her. You portray her role so well because I feel like you really capture the essence of what it means to feel hurt, want to be seen, fight for your voice, and struggle when you understand that your voice is not being heard, but you want to be held so badly. So can you talk a little bit about what pulled you to the role of Naomi and what the experience has been like for you on Divorce Sisters?
Wow. It's so exciting and surreal in a way. I actually auditioned for the role of Tiffany. So I got a self-tape from my agency and just put myself on tape for the scene that they sent. And I got a call back a day later. So it was going to be in person and Tyler Perry would be in the room. So as soon as I was in the room, started the scene, I'm feeling confident, I'm doing my Tiffany thing. And 30 seconds in, he stops me. And he's like, yeah, that was really good, but you need to read for the role of Naomi. And I was like, okay, well, who's that? And he's like, oh, they'll give you the sides outside and, come on back in 15, 20 minutes and just read it. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, so this is now when the acting experience really kicks in, because usually you have a chance to take the script, digest it, send in your tape, do a couple takes, you're good. But cold reading is one of the things that actors should learn how to do, and I love doing cold reading. It's like you see the script and you have to make decisions within a split second, dang near. So I just knew to myself, I said, okay, he sent me a new role. At this point, I got to walk in the room and just kill it. I'm not going to look at this word for word. I looked at it for 15 minutes and I do have a good memory, so I can retain a lot. Looked at it and I said, okay, I got it. And I had the paper. I didn't even put it up. Started the scene. And the very first scene that you actually see Naomi in episode 1, where she's in the driveway talking to Geneva and Tiffany, is a scene that I used to audition. Where I'm standing there what's up with the divorce? What's happening? Did we sue him? What are we doing? Just this kind of sarcastic, passionate girl that's just what's up? Like, she popped up at her friend's house unannounced and don't care. And she needs answers. So I think it's been amazing playing Tiffany, because initially that's not who I went in for. But when I saw Naomi and the complexity of the character, I was so excited, because I'm like, I've done a lot. I've done, from the Parkers to Wild and Out, and let's say Silicon Valley. I've played different characters, but never, I think, a character that had this much depth and necessarily even trauma in a way. So I think it's liberating and freeing to be able to play this character and have people that know me sit here and be like, who is this girl that we're watching right now? Like, she smokes cigarettes. She got a sneaky link. She's a dominatrix. Like, all this kind of stuff. People are like, is this who you are? Do we not know? Or are you just that good of an actor? And I'm like, you just got to pick and choose what you think might be the truth. So,
right. And leave it open. I have to say, Portia, I was at the premiere of Divorce Sisters.
oh,
I was sitting in the row of one of your friends, right? That commentary when you were coming on the screen in some of those scenes during the premiere, because I think, like, you pleasantly surprised them in terms of how you were able to get into the role. Yeah. I actually bumped into them out in LA like last week.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, you were the one with all of the side commentary at the premiere. But I think it's a testament to how much you really transformed into the role of Naomi. And I think like Divorce Sisters, written, directed, produced by Tyler Perry.
Give him his flowers,
we gotta give Tyler Perry his flowers. I think that there's so much complexity in terms of the nature of topics that are discussed in the show, because it talks about friendships, what happens when there's love in friendships, maybe resentment, a little bit of spite in friendships. It talks about marriages and the role that communications plays in marriages, what happens 100%. When they're going well.
And I love that. I love that, because initially people were so thrown off with the title Divorce Sisters, because in their mind they're like, oh, it's a spinoff of Sisters. And we're like, it's not at all. Because we didn't even know what the show necessarily was going to be titled. Even though we got the breakdown, we saw it, we were like, that's going to be the title? So we didn't know ourselves it was going to be a play on all the other characters and what was going to happen. But when we looked at it, it was like, oh no, this is literally an independent show. And this is just in the Tyler Perry universe of different shows. So I think if someone had to say the difference, this show also does tackle friendships like Sisters itself. But of course, you're seeing girls that are divorced, some girls that are in situationships, other girls that want to be married, and girls that are going through divorces, and ones that are already out of divorces. So it is a different topic that we're dealing with on this show. But I do feel like when you watch it, it's like a soap opera. It's like a movie. Like, I mean, because we see every episode like how y'all see them. We have not seen anything. Every Wednesday night at about 12:30, I'm right on the BET Plus app with popcorn. Like, last week had me floored. I was sitting there watching this like, oh my God, here, what's going, oh Lord, Naomi did it. I'm literally watching it like I'm not her. Because when you're doing that, especially as fast as we shoot, we shot 16 episodes in like 8 to 9 days. That's how quick it all happened. So you don't have a chance to not only see other people's scenes because you're not there, you really don't have a chance to think twice, because you're doing really one take. If there's something wrong with camera, he'll adjust it, he'll have you go back, but you're not doing this for months at a time. Not in a Tyler Perry show. So
it moves quick.
It moves fast. Yes.
The artistry that is required, right, to be able to a show with so much depth and range so quickly, but also with so much accuracy, because everyone leaned into their role and like they just got it.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of everybody, because again, all of us didn't audition for the roles that we necessarily went in for. Like Geneva Kadeem went in for Geneva. Okay, Latoya, I heard, actually got a self-tape for Naomi, and she's just like, no. And she was like, no, ma'am. And then they sent her the role of Rashida. And then next thing you know, I'm in for Tiffany. I get Naomi. Tiffany went in, I think, for Bridget, and then got switched there. So we all went in for something different. And as we watch it and we have our little, group chat, literally it's called Divorce, we are all literally so proud of each other, because we're all like, you couldn't have done this role better than anybody else. Because we look at it and we're like, no, you couldn't have been Naomi. You couldn't have been Tiffany. You couldn't have been Bridget. We are all in the right roles. And that's how we know how brilliant Tyler is for casting a show and seeing a vision before it has literally hit the screen. And that's why it looks so organic. We're all really friends, and we're watching it, cheering each other on every week.
Yeah. What would you want to say about the show for people that may have watched it or may have not have seen it?
Okay.
Around relationship building and what it means to support someone when you're not really sure what it is they're going through, but you know they need support.
That is so deep. I think friendships are, of course, so important. You got to have a circle, whether it's a sister circle, whether it's a brother circle. You have to have people that you can lean on. And luckily, I have that in my own life, which is amazing. But I think the thing with this show is that he tackles I would say the best word would be like the conflict really well. Because let's be real, you can get 5 girls together and it's not always going to be peachy and happy-go-lucky. It's just not. So I like how every week there's something different that some of us are going through. And let's say, no different, just a perfect example, the last episode. All the sites are going crazy on Twitter saying, we didn't thought Naomi was going to drop the ball about what's going on with Geneva and William.
He read everybody.
Everybody thought that. But at the end of the day, again, Geneva might have been closer to somebody else on the show, let's say AKA Tiffany. So Tiffany knows the secret, but Tiffany may not know a secret that Naomi knows. Naomi might know something that Rashida knows. And that's what I like, because you were waiting for Naomi to say that, but Naomi probably don't know, because she would have dropped that ball like explosion. She would have said it. So I think it's really good how we're seeing right now how Tiffany is so aloof to what's going on. But yet we're all watching the screen like, girl, put 2 and 2 together. Like, so for people that haven't watched this show, you have to start watching it right now. We have a mid-season finale coming up this Thursday, and it's perfect timing to start binging this show, because you're missing out, because it's all over Twitter. It's all over Facebook. We have groups with thousands and hundreds of thousands of people already that are locked into this show. So watch it. Sit back with your popcorn, because it gets juicy, and every character is going to have you saying, girl, no, you didn't. And then every character, you're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe she went through that. And like, you're going to be yelling at the screen every week.
I think it's a testament to the writing, the writer named Tyler Perry, and everyone that's part of the cast, because it is not what it seems.
No.
Like, it may be at surface level, and then it takes all of these curves and turns. And I remember being at the premiere and watching it, and then watching the second, third episode and going, wait a minute, everything we thought was real in the premiere was not
nothing.
And you kind of like sit down, and I truly believe that the conversation started even amongst friends. Like, think about that last scene where, you know, people wanted to share and then they wanted to hold back. Tiffany is like, kind of wants to say something, and she's like, no, say what you need to say, right? And Naomi is like, I'm gonna just read everybody because no one wants to really say what's going on. But I think it is a testament to like real life dynamics, real communication style, how people share and don't share. And I think people can learn a lot. Like, even like, although it is entertainment, education about the dynamics that happen behind the scenes.
Correct. Every character on the show is relatable. And here's the funny thing, even though, let's say, like Naomi, I call her the wild child of the group, she's wild just because she's expressive. But at the same time, we don't know what goes on in somebody else's bedroom. We don't know if season 2 that, you know, let's say Tiffany had a situation where she was also involved in that and it kind of went south, which is why she's a little more reluctant to date. We don't know what these triggers are for these girls. And that's the beauty of it, because every week you find out something more that you didn't know about somebody. And that's true, I think, to real life. You find out stuff all the time about your friends. You might have known them 15, 20 years. You're like, girl, I can't believe that happened to you. You know, even with the guys on the show, I love that dynamic, how they're delving into possible suicide, possible depression. You know, if you've seen it, you will know that certain men are going through things on this show as well. William is conflicted about where he's at, maybe with his relationship, you know, with Geneva. He knows something is wrong, but he can't figure it out.
He's like, what's going on?
What's going on? While she over here trying to find out who the pretty lady is. You know what I'm saying?
Is caught up. I think he has so much with his kids, his wife.
So much. And every
man,
week you are sitting here watching, like, what you think is going on is not. And that's, again, the brilliance of Tyler Perry. Because even when we saw the first episode, even reading the script, I'm like, okay, this is good. Even when we saw the trailer, I was like, that's good, but we shot something crazier. So I think people were pleasantly surprised by seeing the trailer and the first episode. And when you get past even the first episode, you are glued. Like, you really do get locked in to what this story is. And I am an avid fan. If I was not on this show, I would be watching it, because I love just how different it is, but also just how real it is. And there's nothing that we're holding back, because the difference between sisters and divorced sisters is we're on BT+. So we can do a lot more. We can say a lot more. And it's pretty edgy if you haven't seen some of the scenes.
It's a little spicy. And I mean, I know there are so many conversations happening around the show, online, in chats. If there's a conversation that you could start around the show, or a topic that you would want people to think about, a theme that you would want people to think about in experiencing the show, what would that be?
Okay. I think number one is sisterhood. I think how important it is to have women that you trust, men that you trust in your life platonically. I think that's so powerful because a lot of times people, let's say in relationships, are quick to date fast in a hurry and let's say have sex too fast. I think it's the power of waiting, because here Tiffany is, she's the girl in the group who's like slow. We're all like, girl, you should have been dated. You should be out there. What are you waiting for? And she's guarded. And then now we're watching it unravel how she's dating and talking to a man that literally had a whole situationship and a possible baby with her best friend.
Yes, and she has no idea.
No idea. No idea.
And Naomi's character does really call her out at the end and be like, you know what you're doing? Be careful, right? And so
am I wrong for trying to protect her? Because at the end of the day, I know you have a baby daddy. You're paying him alimony. Just don't do the same thing over again. I just think the difference with Naomi is that her delivery is crazy. Just like Tiffany said in one episode, she was like, no, Rashi, you're like her. You just do it with tact and class. I just don't care. And I'm like, girl, watch your back. He gonna rob you for your money. Stay close. Keep it pushing. Like, she just says what's on her mind. And I like that. I don't mind someone who wants to just tell it like it is, because you never have to guess where they're coming from. Love Naomi or hate her, you are going to get the truth, and she's going to tell it to you like it is. And I think you do need somebody in the circle that's always going to be like, girl, stop lying to yourself and stop lying to us. Tell us how you really feel. And that's
like the person that doesn't worry, doesn't hold back, and is actually saying kind of unfiltered.
Yes.
So for you, Naomi, she's experiencing a lot of pain, right?
Yes.
She's going through a divorce. It was a messy divorce. There was another woman. There was a child. And she starts acting out. What would you want to tell people that are going through experiences about how they can cope? And maybe cope is not the right word here, but how do they navigate, right, the experiences that they're going to when they are holding in a lot of pain and they're not necessarily sure how to express that pain?
Yeah, I think the best thing is to be still. And of course, again, talk to people. Because I think the most powerful thing is, of course, to just really dissect what's happening, because people have overreacted and have ended up in jail. People have overreacted and ended up hurting or killing someone. That is not the answer, because if they would have just took time, I'm sure half of the people that are in jail currently regret what they did. And the other ones who don't regret what they did wasted their life by a moment that could have changed had they made a better decision. So obviously Naomi is very thoughtful in a way of, she's calculated. You know what I'm saying? Even though she seems very off the cuff, everything is strategic. Even the situation right now with Hakeem, it's like he put himself in a situation with her which she didn't like. She's like, hold up, I'm the one that's supposed to tell you where you're supposed to be in my life. What are you doing? Like, why are you coming in my house on my computer telling me what I need to do? And she doesn't like that initially, but at the same time, she's like, but I do respect someone who comes in and maybe puts me in my place. And that is when I like the dynamic in the last episode, how it shifts, where Hakeem asserts his dominance over Naomi, like, you need to chill the hell out because you're doing too much.
She was like, you were late. And he was like, actually, I came at the time I said I would come.
Like, the whole point is that she get on the phone, like, what's up? And he's like, hey, what's going on? She's like, I want you here in 20 minutes. Mind you, they might have not talked for a couple days, a week, we don't even know. But bottom line, you got 20 minutes. That's crazy. What if he was doing something with his day? Obviously, he's in bed. Girl, a call was coming in. Hold on.
Portia Coleman, who we just lost. But it's a really dynamic conversation around divorce sisters. And now we're about to transition to hear her talk a little bit about her other project.
Girl, hello. Not a whole call. That's so random how a whole call just kicked off the whole...
It's okay. I paused it and I just said that
I heard it.
You would be right.
I heard the whole thing though, but it's weird because it only kicked us out of the room, but it didn't kick me out of the whole thing. So that's perfect. You can edit.
Do you want to be talking about divorce sisters or transition?
Did you get that last statement? Did we wrap that last statement up, or
let's wrap that last point and then we'll have our editing team explain.
Awesome. Okay, so what was the last part that we were talking about?
So, yeah, Hakeem, she doesn't know where he's coming from. Like, he could have had a whole life he's living, and she demands him to be there in that moment.
Yes. Okay. So, here we go. Okay, bam. Yeah, I don't know. Let me actually, 2 seconds. What I'm going to do is it should have been on Do Not Disturb. I don't even know how that would have kicked it out. That's so random.
People know how to go around the Do Not Disturb.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, what the heck? That's why I'm like, the audacity. Okay, there we go. All right. I don't even know why that. Yeah, it's like certain calls obviously can get through, and I'm like, that's so weird. Okay, but we're good now because that's on ZNZ. Okay.
Okay, so good. I would move angle it up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, got it. It shifted a little bit. Okay.
And I'm gonna hit record.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Girl, Hakeem. Okay, so the thing with Hakeem is that, of course, she wants what she wants when she wants it. At the end of the day, she calls him over initially to have a good time, and she's mad that he won't leave. Okay. The fact that he doesn't leave escalates, and we see her assert her dominance and tell him to get out. So the point when she actually calls him back because she realizes he's resourceful is, I think, an interesting dynamic, which I love that Tyler Perry wrote in the show. It's like, why are you here? But then also, I want you to come back. And that's what we're going to end up seeing between Naomi and Hakeem. What is he there for? What is he good at? Because he's not just a piece of meat. And I like it. He's giving him a little more depth and a little bit of like smarts in a way. Because he's
like, what are your computer skills looking like?
What are your computer skills looking like? Like, okay, I want you to leave, but I still want you to hook up with me before you actually do that. Which is the funny part about it. So I just like how Hakeem asserted his dominance in that last episode with Naomi to show, like, stop playing with me. And I'll tell you what I want this to be like as well. And she likes that. I think for Naomi, you have to have a backbone, because if not, she'll walk right over you. Comfortably.
Yeah. I think like that is another testament to Tyler Perry's writing. There are a lot of contradictions and paradoxes with their real life, right? And I think he is slowly unpeeling the layers and levels of what real relationship dynamics look like with people. Mm-hmm. And also people overstepping boundaries and actually sharing like what's important to them and what they are or not willing to tolerate, which I don't think is leaned into as much or talked about enough, but key in any kind of relationship.
Well, the funny thing about it is that overstepping boundaries, yes, but there's a lot of understepping boundaries on here. Like right now, Geneva is understepping every boundary possible. Like, girl, you should have been said, okay, look, girl, Tiffany, so by the way, I think he's maybe just playing a game on you because I was with it. Like, girl, every episode, people are like, that's when the overstepping... That's what overstepping needs to happen. I'm going to need you to speak up. But again, that's what makes a show good, is that you're looking at the camera, knowing that we know the secret. And Tiffany is just completely like, this part sent me when they're in the car. And he's like, yeah, I took great pictures of good old Neva. And she's like, I want to see the pictures. Where are they? She's like, girl.
I'm not even thinking like, how do you have a nickname? How well do you know each other? When did this happen?
Anybody else will be like, so y'all know each other. He took pictures of you. I never heard of this man. What's up? And everybody's like, why is Tiffany just like, like you have no idea. Them pictures are likely news, sweetheart. That's why you've never seen.
Thank you. So I think it's going to be so interesting. I mean, I think like Divorces is a refreshing show because it does. It's so broad. I think like that the acting is so good. And it talks about like real serious life issues, right? Like there are, you know, what does it mean to be navigating with mental health? What does it mean to be supported or not supported? Family dynamics between children and their parents. Like it's so nuanced, which I think is amazing. But Portia, this is not the only project that you have been actively engaged in and working on to be in Power Book Force, which is a phenomenal show written by Powerhouse Courtney Kemp. What has your experience been like, and what are you most looking forward to when Power Book Force comes out?
Oh, wow. Power Book Force, so exciting. I think that's also a full circle moment. I've worked with 50 Cent several times, many years ago, as a dancer. So people that don't know, I'm also a dancer choreographer, and I was in the On Fire music video, Candy Shop, as well as like Summer Jam. I did the BET Awards with him. So I have a history with 50, but I did not get this show through 50 at all. Power Book Force, it was a regular audition that came up. I as well sent the self-tape in, and next thing you know, I booked it directly from the self-tape. And this is the second job where I like saying that the outfit you're going to see me wear on the show is the same outfit I auditioned in.